So this is episode 84 of my weekly diary. In this one, it has obviously Oxford training, but also has a game against Churro, which we win. And I managed to get pretty good photos from it, so I was quite happy with that. So I hope you enjoy. So, quick video for Monday and Tuesday. So, Monday was honestly a lot harder than I expected, because normally if it's like before a game, it's focused on scenarios and then it's like shuttle runs and easy conditioning. But no, it wasn't. Well, it was kind of. It was focusing on malls and stuff like that, so it was scenario based, plus like games off scrums, games off lineouts, just like kind of the usual thing. But instead of the normal shuttle runs, we had to do this absolutely horrendous thing. So it was, we run to the 5 metre, you run back, you run to the 20, you run back, you run to the 30, you run back, and then your partner's supposed to go. But this is how it was explained, yeah. So if you do it in 20 seconds, your partner does it in 20 seconds. Overall, you have a minute to do it in. So then you both have 20 seconds left to have a break. But yeah, it did not take 20 seconds. It took like 30 to 40, which meant sometimes when the person was running back, it's like my partner was running back, he'd say go, and then I would have to run. And then there wasn't like a time. I don't think we had anyone with the time to actually just, with the other person, just like 20 seconds rest, or even 10 seconds. I think it was constant, just go, go, go. We had 4 and then like a massive break and then another 4, and it was absolutely horrendous. Training finished quite late as well, considering, because I think we were supposed to finish at 4 that day, but we ended up finishing at like 4:30, so it went quite past schedule, I think. Yeah, anyway, the last thing we did was games. So it was just kind of going through like different cones spread out. Like if you called green, you'd run to a green cone, you'd either set defense or attack depending on where you were, and then you'd have to play from that cone. So obviously different scenarios based on different cones. So if you're in 5 meters, we have specific calls to use, or vice versa. So that's kind of how Monday went. It felt like quite a long session, especially the conditioning. Then you had Tuesday, which was a full day of school. I finally managed to get the coursework I needed to do done. We got a bit of like work to do coming up, and obviously I'm going to try and go for merit, but to get a merit you need to get 100% on it, which is quite hard. So first one's quite easy. It's a bit like where's the quadricep, where's the abs, like just stuff like that. And you basically just like point wherever it is. So that's fine, that's easy. And then it's like, oh, what is extension in your shoulder or your elbow or your knee? And it'll basically just go through like that, going differently. Then it's what's the sharp bones, so like patella, and just going through stuff like that. And then the weird bit about this one is, so if you're paired with someone, the teacher would tell them they have like a calf strain, and so they would come in like probably pretending to limp or anything like that, and you have to use saw taps on it, and you have to go like, oh, I'm looking at it, it's red, like you're not actually doing that. Where does it hurt? You have to ask questions, and then by then you should be able to go, it's a calf strain, and you do that twice. So that's just really strange, but yeah, a bit interesting for the day. So a quick one for Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday I'm not going to go too much into it because it was game day and I actually did a day in the life, so check that out, because that's the first time I've ever kind of done one of those. So yeah, I tried making it interesting, but it felt very weird recording without actually talking into the phone. So like when I was like, oh, I brushed my teeth, it's like wiggling around like I don't know what to do. I felt very much like that. So yeah, so definitely check that out. Anyway, Thursday was yesterday, and that was school-based. It was my short day, but it actually finished half an hour earlier than usual, so it was even shorter, because normally I think it's 2.5 hours, and it was 2 hours, which is obviously quite nice to have. But we were doing, it was so weird. So it was like, we were trying to work out the mean, medium, mode, and range of different ones. But it was like a bit of code as well. It was like, collect this part, put in data 1, or T2 equals T2, data 1, and then you selected the other bit and then put like 2 and then 2, 1, like commas in it. And it was just like, what the hell are we doing? Anyway, we did that. And it was like, if your number is above 0.5, you've done it wrong. And I was like, oh, lovely. So I think overall we got them all correct except for one, which we had to redo. But I think we just like input it wrong. So that was fine. But yeah, a very weird day. Anyway, hope you enjoy.
This is day in the life of someone who goes to Oxford, and it's game day, so enjoy.
So obviously you can tell I am not a morning person whatsoever. However, I was pretty excited for this game, considering this is my first game back in like 5 weeks, because for 4 weeks I was ill, which absolutely sucked. So going through my morning process, brushing my hair, brushing my teeth, eating breakfast, getting ready for the coach, and then on the coach someone else sprays my hair because I have no idea how to do it myself. I have tried. Anyway, after that, we got there, we got changed into our training outfit, which I must say looks really good. And then after training, we were ready. Overall, this was such a good game because we ended up winning 30-22. It was a bit stressful at the start because we were losing, but we managed to bring it back, and that was the trip home, which felt like it took so long.
So I was so focused on the day in the life video that I actually completely forgot to talk about the game on Wednesday, because I've been trying to do that video for ages and I kept forgetting to do it. Or the last time I tried, it actually cut out half my footage so I couldn't use it. But yeah, so it finally worked and I was quite excited about that. But yeah, so the game was against Churro, and I came in after the first 20 minutes, and then I stayed on for 40 minutes, and then came off for like 5 minutes, but then someone got injured and I came back on. So I did have quite a lot of game time, but it's a bit confusing how they do it. So like I was playing in the middle section pretty much, and then closer to the end. So the game, like when we first came on, it was me and the forward squad, so it was like the 2 other props, and we were losing 17-5, I'm pretty sure it was. So obviously starting off you're in a low, but it's trying to get back up, and I think we just did that. Our coach told us that our job was to bring the intent, because the defence was so good. Like our defence, like I think that was the best defence I've ever seen from us for a game. We had amazing line speed, constant tacklings, but when we had the ball, we weren't doing enough. So that was the issue. That's why we didn't have enough score. So he basically said to us, come onto the pitch with intent, like, do hard lines, everything like that. So we did, and we showed that we did. And we just ended up starting winning, and we just didn't put our foot off the brake after that. So it was so good. One of my runs specifically was, it was kicked to us, but the girl next to me was supposed to get it. Managed to like hit it, but it was like still backwards, so it was absolutely fun. Picked up, ran for it, and that was my first run of the game, pretty much near immediately. It was like we scored one before that, and then I had that run because they were kicking to us. So overall, I quite liked the game. It was good, except for the fact it was so hot, like the entire game. I think like pretty much everything went pretty well. I think there was a lot of times we could have been faster to pods, and we were a bit chaotic a few times where we were bunching up and not folding over enough. But easy mistakes. We're into the finals now. We won. So it was so happy. And in the last like when you know, like when the time comes off and you don't have time left, so it's like last play, they were in a like 5 meter or 10 meter, and it was obviously a bit stressful because if they scored this, then obviously if they got that and the conversion, I think they would have matched us in points. I'm not fully convinced, but don't know. And managed to steal it back, went to floor, and the kicker kicked it out. So it was like we didn't let them have a last try, so that was really nice. But yeah, that was the game. So Fridays are normally the chill ones, and it was pretty chill except for the conditioning at the end, which was absolutely horrendous. So going through the training session, we had 6 girls trialling for it today, so they were recording pretty much everything. And it was scenarios like line outs, touch games. I think it was the Aussie rules at one point. Like you can throw it anywhere, forward, back, it doesn't matter. We had games where it was like 3 teams. Middle one was always defence for 2 minutes, and then you switch them around, and then you switch them around again. So that one was a bit tiring, but nothing can compare to the conditioning we did. So this conditioning was run, I think it was 20, then do like a pancake, so like you go on your back and then you roll and then you do it on the other side. You get up, you continue running, so you're not running back. You continue running to the next line, and then you do 3 burpees, and then you get up, you go to the next line, you do a star jump, and then you run back, and then your partner does it. I feel like the burpees should have been the worst ones, but in my opinion, the pancakes were, because it was like trying to roll and have the speed, and I think it just removed all momentum you had. And I think we did that 8 times, because normally we'd do it 9, but he let us off the last one, which was quite nice, but absolutely horrendous. Like, everyone was so tired by the end of it. And then straight after, we went into more scenario games, so that was fun. But for once, we actually finished on time, which I was very happy about, because then I managed to catch the 1 o'clock train. So, very good day.